Welcome to the R learning session. Today, we'll be talking about bidding system. We'll be talking about auction, and we're also talking about English auction. And we'll compare how they are similar and how they are different. So let's get started. Let's start from question number 6. The question number 6 we have is, perform this exercise for different number of simulations, 10, 100, 1000. As you increase number of simulations, does the mean of numeric revenue vector coincide more or less with the analytic solution? So we have simulation and we have an analytic solution, and we want to know how they differ in different number of simulations. Now, to do this, I'll just copy and paste it here. The first thing we need to do here is we need to define the 2. This is good. And secondly, we have a defined number of simulations here. To do this, what we need to do is we need to create an analytic solution here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this here such that this becomes a method 1, and I will put method 1 here, and this is going to be a method 2, a simulation. For this we will have 3 options: 10, 100, 1000 and 10,000, and this is 10,001. Now I need to create 3. I need to create 3 pieces of code here. So therefore, I'll put 1000, 10, 100, and 1000. Once I do this, the code becomes complete. Now, I'm gonna run this and see what we get. Let's run this. For this, before we run this, we need to run our main code that takes the input. And after this, we'll come down here and run this simulation and analytic solution, and let's see what we get. Now let's see what we get here. The analytic solution gives 0.384. When the size is 10, it gives 0.46. 100, it gives 0.75. When 1000, it gives 0.89. And when it's 10,000, it gives 84. So you see, it becomes closer and closer to the actual analytic solution as we get closer to the bigger number. Now, that's what we learned from this question. Moving on to question number 7. Let's move to question number 7 here. All right, we don't have question number 7 because it was not related to R. That's why I skipped that. Now, let's move on to question number 8. This is question number 8 here. And question number 8 says that, what is the minimum number of bidders such that a buyer prefers to sell a good in English auction rather than at a posted price auction? You can do this in 2 different ways. One is solve the question mathematically difficult, and the other one is to use the simulation R to answer the question. To use simulation R, you need to write a code that computes expected revenue in English auction and expected revenue in a posted price auction given under some number of bidders. You can then compare 2 expected revenue for different number of bidders. Now, let's do this. Can you think about it? How we should approach this? How we can start doing this? Just think about for a second. We can do this by copying the code we have earlier for our posted price auction, and then we can add another section of code just for English section auction, and then we can compare how they compare. Now for this, I'm going to copy the code, because this code is useful for us to compare those two auctions, two types of auctions. Therefore, I'll copy and paste it here, so that it's going to be easier for us, and there's not much typing going on. I'll paste it here, and we have this here. Now, this is for a posted price auction. Now, we also need to compare for an English auction, and that's what we're really going to do right now. We have for English auction, and we need the analytic solution for English auction. And for this, what we need to do is we need to, I'm going to type some code for this. Before I do that, let me just write it down that this is an auction for analytic solution, and I'll rank of valuation, apply valuation, rank 1. We are ranking the valuations, and second thing we're going to do is this is a we'll take the second highest auction from the ranking, that is number 2, price English auction, and we'll apply valuations. We'll apply this, and we have to modify a little bit so that this becomes a rank here. This becomes a rank, and x, which is equal to n minus 1, the second highest one. Since it's in ascending order, that's why we are taking the second highest. If it's a descending order, then it would be a 2. Now, what we need to do is we need to put the square bracket here so that it gives an error out. Now let's see how it works. Do you think it will work? Let's see. Let's run this and see if we get an error. Now it is giving error because it seems we missed some bracket here. We have some extra bracket here. Let's see if this works. Why is that working? It should work, isn't it? I think we missed some bracket here. That's why it's not working. We should put this one, and let's see if it works now. It should be working now because we have put some values here, and why is it not working here? Let me copy and paste it. Let me copy and paste this one. Now, once I have this, I need to print out. I need to print the mean of that, isn't it? Let me print the mean of this. Mean price in this auction. Now it will work. Let's see if it works now. It says mean is not a unexpected symbol. Now let me try this. Let me try this and see if it works here. Now let's see if it works now. Yeah, it works now. So this is what we have here for an analytic solution. Now what we need to do for simulation. And for simulations, I'll just copy and paste it here. The expected mean, and see if it works. It is close, but they are not really close. It is close. This is what we have for question number 8. Now you see that the valuations are close here. They are almost close for English auction and the analytic solution. For analytic solution, the English auction is a bit lower because we are not choosing the highest bidder. We are choosing second lowest bidder. But in the purchase price auction, it is 0.3. It's a bit higher. This is what we see here. Now, moving on to question number 9. What we have here is on website, there's some data set, and we need to see is there any unique number of the auctions in the data. Now for this, I'll just type it, I'll just copy and paste it here so that it's easier for us to do. And this is the data we need. And once we run this, it should give us a 18, which is the number of auction IDs in the data set. So that's all of today. Let me quickly review what we learned today. We learned about different simulations for different numbers for process prior auction. We do 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000. And we saw that as the number of simulation increase, it becomes closer and closer to analytic solution. And then we also did for we also did for English auction and compared that with the posted price auctions and see how they differ. And we saw that English auction provides a little bit lower value than the posted price auction. And also we look at the some data set and we use the R function to see how many unique auctions were there using the length function and unique function. So that's all for today. I'll see you next learning session. Thank you so much.